scared to death. I'm frightened, and I don't know what to do. I'm confused, and I won't.
Courtney, I can't do this. It's really distracting.
Ms. Heard's legal team had previously said Amber has already been responsible for 7 figures in donations to charitable causes and intends to continue to contribute and eventually fulfill her pledge. But Adam Wolanski, QC, representing the Sun's publisher News Group Newspapers, said the new evidence Mr. Depp wanted to rely on would not have had any impact on the result of the Libel trial. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard is officially the worst split in Hollywood after this. The court refused permission for Mr. Depp to appeal. Speaking at the Royal Courts of Justice in London, Lord Justice Underhill said, "We refuse Mr. Depp's application to admit further evidence in support of his proposed appeal, and we conclude that the appeal has no real prospect of success and that there is no other compelling reason for it to be heard. We accordingly refuse permission to appeal." What has the reaction been? In a statement after the ruling, a spokeswoman for The Sun said, "The Sun had every confidence that this leave to appeal application would not be granted and are pleased with today's decision." It's been a rough couple of months for Johnny Depp in regards to his ongoing battles with his ex-wife in Amber Heard, as the two are locked in a near-eternal struggle in court over who was the abuser in their tumultuous relationship. Depp has maintained his innocence and has given evidence to state that Amber Heard was the one, but he keeps losing ground in court rulings, including a libel case against the UK newspaper The Sun, but a new tactic might grant him a retrial. Last year, the US actor lost his libel case against the publisher of The Sun over an article that labeled him a wife-beater. Mr. Depp asked the Court of Appeal for permission to challenge the ruling, but on Thursday, a judge refused his application and said his appeal had no real prospect of success. What was the original ruling? The Sun's article, published in April 2018, was the focus of a 3-week trial in July last year. The 57-year-old sued News Group Newspapers, the publisher of The Sun, over the accusation that he was violent towards Ms. Heard, but the newspaper maintained its article was accurate. At a hearing last week, Mr. Depp's lawyers asked the court to consider fresh evidence relating to what they said was Ms. Heard's claim that she gave her $7 million divorce settlement to charity. Mr. Depp's barrister, Andrew Caldecott, QC, told the court that claim was a calculated and manipulative lie. After the court divorced in 2016, Ms. Heard said that she would split the $7 million between the Children's Hospital Los Angeles and the American Civil Liberties Union. But Mr. Caldecott said the hospital wrote to Mr. Depp's business advisor in 2019 to say Ms. Heard had not made any payments. The court heard $100,000 was donated to the hospital and $450,000 to the ACLU, but Ms. Heard claimed she made a further $500,000 donation to the second charity anonymously. The Hollywood star's libel claim was dismissed by Mr. Justice Nicole, who found the Sun's accusation to be substantially true and ruled in the publisher's favor. The judge found Mr. Depp, 57, had assaulted Ms. Heard, 34, on a dozen occasions and put her in fear for her life 3 times. Days after the ruling was announced, Mr. Depp announced he had been asked by Warner Brothers to resign from his role in the Harry Potter spin-off franchise Fantastic Beasts. What happened with Mr. Depp's appeal? The US actor asked the Court of Appeal to grant permission for him to challenge the High Court's ruling, with the aim of having its findings overturned and a retrial ordered. Amber Heard and Johnny Depp have been battling in court for quite some time now, trying to prove their own innocence and their other wrongs. But the court cases are still raging on. However, more light has been shined on the case, and we even managed to get our hands on some of their text messages. These text messages range from conversations with colleagues, assistants, and also parents. We have text messages between Amber and her mother, Depp and his assistant on substance use, Amber's messages to Depp about divorce, Depp messages to colleagues about Heard being a stripper and how she engaged in various activities. For short, this video is going to expose you to some other decays in the Amber-Depp short-lived marriage. Mr. Depp looks forward to presenting the complete, irrefutable evidence of the truth in the US libel case against Ms. Heard, where she will have to provide full disclosure. What is the US libel case? While Thursday's ruling effectively brings to an end Mr. Depp's UK court case, the actor is embroiled in a separate libel case in the US. He is suing Ms. Heard personally over a 2018 Washington Post opinion piece in which she claimed to be a victim of domestic abuse, but did not mention the actor by name. Mr. Depp's $50 million US case against Ms. Heard was recently delayed until April 2022. The case had a full, fair, and proper hearing, and today's decision vindicates the courageous evidence that Amber Heard gave to the court about domestic abuse, despite repeated attempts to undermine and silence her by the perpetrator. A spokeswoman for Amber Heard said in a statement, "We are pleased but by no means surprised by the court's denial of Mr. Depp's application for appeal. The evidence presented in the UK case was overwhelming and undeniable." She added, "Mr. Depp's claim of new and important evidence was nothing more than a press strategy and has been soundly rejected by the court." In a statement, Mr. Depp's solicitor, Joel Rich from the law firm Schillings, said, "The evidence presented at last week's hearing further demonstrates that there are clear and objective reasons to seriously question the decision reached in the UK court. Given the wealth of evidence, it is plainly wrong to suggest that the information that Ms. Heard had not yet finished paying $7 million to charity would have made the slightest difference to the outcome of the case," they said. They claimed Heard plans to donate the money over 10 years. There's been some new evidence that's seemingly been leaked by Johnny Depp's team, and it really doesn't make things look good for Amber Heard. This new evidence seemingly proves that the actress lied while she was in court, which is called perjury, and that's not good. This new evidence was revealed via the Daily Mail, and it's pretty damning for Amber Heard and her legal case. It all has to do with the $7 million that she was given by Johnny Depp in their divorce settlement. The money was intended to be donated to various charities, and it seemed as though Heard hasn't given any of it to the respective charities she claimed she had done. Johnny Depp has failed in his attempt to challenge the ruling in the UK High Court that he was violent to his former wife, Amber Heard. Last year, the actor waged a 3-week libel case against the publisher of the Sun newspaper over a 2018 article calling him a wife-beater. Depp claimed that Heard's allegations of domestic violence were a choreographed hoax. However, Judge Andrew Nicole found that Depp had been violent towards Heard on at least 12 occasions and rejected Depp's case. Depp sought permission to appeal the ruling, claiming the judge had failed to assess the evidence properly and calling for a full retrial. The actor's legal team sought to introduce new evidence which they claimed undermined Heard's credibility as a witness. Depp's lawyer, Andrew Caldecott, said Heard told a calculated and manipulative lie in a pledge to donate her $7 million divorce settlement to charity, alleging the money has not been paid. Had the truth about the charity claim emerged at the trial, it would have materially affected the judge's consideration of Ms. Heard's evidence as a whole, Caldecott said. Lawyers for News Group Newspapers, publisher of The Sun, said the evidence could have been submitted during the original trial and would not have had an impact on the outcome of the case.